the NAACP says, hey, do not go to Florida, talking about athletes. Put it up full mass. Per letter sent Monday to current and future student athletes of the National Collegiate Athletic Association, NAACP president and CEO, Derrick Johnson, whom I've had on my radio show a few times, implored college-bound Black athletes to choose wisely, calling on them to reconsider their decisions to attend Florida public colleges and universities, and challenging the new state policy that bars those institutions from using government funds on diversity, equity, and inclusion programs. With millions watching and many people benefiting from this program called Indisputable, we just need 1% of the viewers to become a paid member so we can continue to bring this content to you. Now back to the show. I'm going to say this. So I'm glad to see the national president speaking out and saying something publicly. I'm a member of the NAACP myself, NAACP Atlanta chapter. The first person I heard say, don't go to Florida to athletes was actually Richard Rhodes out of the state of Georgia, who was at that time the Atlanta NAACP president. Diversity, equity, and inclusion are paramount to ensuring equitable and effective educational outcomes, Johnson said in a statement in the letter, which was first reported by NBC News. Quote, the value Black and other college athletes bring to large universities is unmatched. If these institutions are able to completely invest in those athletes, it's time they take their talents, are unable, to completely invest in these athletes, it's time for them to take their talents elsewhere. I remember Governor Ron DeSantis last year, the Florida governor, signed a bill that would largely prohibit public colleges and universities from using state and federal funds on programs commonly grouped under diversity, equity, and inclusion. Johnson's letter was sent 10 days after the University of Florida eliminated all diversity, equity, and inclusion positions in accordance with a state rule, a move that drew condemnation from NFL Hall of Famer Emmitt Smith, an alum of the school, who said on X that minority athletes there should, quote, be aware and vocal about this decision, end quote. In response to a request for comment Monday, a spokeswoman for DeSantis directed NBC News to this March 1st tweet by him. DEI is toxic and has no place in our public universities. I'm glad that Florida was the first state to eliminate DEI, and I hope more states follow suit. Now, I want to remind everyone that he will say diversity, equity, and inclusion is toxic. That's literally what the governor of Florida has said. But he won't say racism is toxic. He won't say bigotry is toxic. He won't say that. He will tell you we have to stop talking about it. We have to ignore it. We have to stop telling children that America's a racist country. He will avoid the entire conversation, but clearly say diversity, equity, and inclusion is toxic. How ironic is that? There's more. Florida is a major player in Division I athletics. The University of Florida, Florida State University, and the University of South Florida are homes to some of the most prominent football and basketball programs in the country. Florida college athletics are also big business. The University of Florida sports teams, for example, generated more than $177 million in revenue in a one-year period spanning July 1st, 2021 through June 30th, 2022. That's according to data compiled by the U.S. Department of Education. NAACP leader Johnson, in his letter to student athletes, said he recognized that not all Black student athletes have the financial freedom to participate in a boycott of Florida's public school system. Quote, the sad reality is for many Black student athletes, collegiate sports may be their sole opportunity at achieving the upward mobility necessary to propel them into their rightful places in society. This imbalance of power and profit demands a response. Johnson went on to say, particularly because these institutions reap considerable financial benefits from the very individuals they fail to stand by in matters of diversity, equity, and inclusion. If any institution is to reap the benefits of Black talent, it is only right that they completely invest in Black futures. End quote. I stand with the NAACP in this proclamation. I believe that there are opportunities that are present now, but if there's a united stand against the insanity happening in Florida, more opportunities will avail. More will avail. All right, Sharon, thoughts here.
I love that the NAACP president is sounding the alarm and trying to keep Black student athletes a little bit safer, just a little bit. And that, as you mentioned, Doc, it will help the overall cause. Because as you know, when it comes to sports like football, for example, here in Georgia, where we are, Florida, Texas, it's religion. So why not hit them where their bottom line is?
Yeah. We shall see what the results are. Continue to track the story, and we'll bring you updates as it comes.